guys, in case you didn't watch my last video, my name is Sia, I'm 15 years old, and I'm just starting out with this vlog. And I actually had a different video planned for this week, which I'm posting early because I'm leaving on Thursday for my trip to Colorado. So I had a different video planned, but I saw Alfie on Pointless Blog did a video about ideas I try to live by, which was a video response to Tom Law's video about the same thing. So I decided that I would do a video response too. Basically, there's just a couple of things that I always try and keep in mind when I'm going through life, I guess. The first and foremost, there's always going to be people who try and tell you that you can't do something. And I know this sounds corny and everybody tells you this, but the reason they tell you this all the time is because it's true. People always tell you to follow your dreams, but then there's also other people who always tell you, well, that's unattainable. You can't really get that. You should try and focus on something more practical. The point, at least what I think the point of life is to be happy and to try and achieve what you want. As long as you really want to do it and you're really willing to put in the work, then you really can achieve anything. I truly believe that. No matter what it is that you want to do, at least one person is probably going to tell you, or at least imply that you can't do it, or you tell them and they're not enthusiastic about it and you sort of get the feeling that they don't support you in what you're doing. The point is, making other people happy is good, but you want to make yourself happy too, and you can't just do things just because other people think it's okay or that's something that they would try and do. Being an aspiring writer is hard because it's not exactly a stable sort of thing. People don't always think that you can do it, and for a 15-year-old to write a book and get it published, that's something that a lot of people around me don't think that I can do. But in my opinion, your own job in life is to prove those people wrong. As long as you want it and you're willing to dedicate yourself to doing what you want, then you truly can get anything that you want. Another thing I try and live by in life, or keep in mind as I go through my daily routine, is just try and relax, because I know that, especially during the school year, which it's summer right now, but during the school year, it is with exams and tests and, all this other stuff you have to do and pressure from your teachers and your parents to do your homework and everything, it's very easy to get caught up with all this stress and tension, I guess. And one of the things that I try and do is just to relax and sort of take a deep breath and just sort of relax your muscles, take off your shoes, kick back, and just relax for a few minutes, because even just a couple minutes a day really, really helps and makes everything a whole lot better. So we ran out of sugar at my house, and my mom told me to put honey in the tea to sweeten it instead of sugar. Oh, it actually tastes sort of good. Okay, so the next thing that I've tried to live by is actually, for me anyway, it's like a rule. It's not just sort of like a saying or, a phrase. Always shake hands with people who you meet. Not necessarily when you're at school with your friends and there's a new kid in class, you don't have to shake their hand necessarily, but definitely when you're meeting an adult or, anybody who's important, definitely shake their hand, because whether they initiate it or not, it's definitely important, and the fact that you shake hands just as a habit can really set you apart from a crowd of people who don't do that. I think it's also a sign of maturity. Not that you have to be mature all the time, but definitely when you're around adults or a boss or somebody that you're trying to impress, it's definitely important to shake hands, because it sort of shows your maturity and you're willing to be serious, and that you're also taking the situation seriously as well. So, yeah, always shake hands. Lastly, something that I try to live by is just to be yourself. I know countless people have said this before, and it's sort of redundant, I guess, but it really is true, and it's way easier and funner to live your life if you're being yourself and just acting the way you act, and because then you're going to make true friends and people who appreciate you for what you like and who you are and what you do and how you act. And I know that in the past, not all the time, but definitely in the past, whenever you start something new, or at least for me, it's sort of, you might get nervous about the people and if they're going to like you, or when you're with a group of people who's already friends and you're sort of trying to become friends with them, don't warp the things you like just that they'll appreciate you and want to talk to you. And I know that in the past I've sort of, only said jokes that I sort of thought the kids would think were funny so that I would be friends with them. But in reality, when you sort of start to just say what you think is funny, you'll be surprised how many people think that is funny, or just entertaining, or you'll find a lot more friends who really appreciate you for who you are if you act the way you really act. A bunch of redundant stuff. Anyways, but yeah, so those are just a couple rules and guidelines that I try and live my life by every day. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe above and like below. And also comment down below if you put honey in your tea, and if you have any guidelines that you would like to share with me or that you just want to say or something. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.